Hi, my name is Evan Harkin. I'm an undergraduate planning student at Rutgers University, New Brunswick, and today I'm going to be breaking down and analyzing the New York State All-Electric Buildings Act. The All-Electric Buildings Act goes into effect January 1st, 2026, and it requires all new buildings to be all electric. This means no gas heating, gas appliances, or any fossil fuel appliances whatsoever. In addition to this, it also requires residential and commercial properties to install EV charging stations. And it requires all developments to be EV ready, with the proper electrical components and facilities to install EV chargers in the future. While the All-Electric Buildings Act goes into effect in 2026, there are some exemptions. Most notably, existing buildings and developments will be grandfathered in. These properties and projects will be allowed to replace and upgrade their existing fossil fuel infrastructure such as gas heating, gas stoves, and other appliances. Fossil fuel powered generators are also still allowed under the new code. In addition to this, buildings over 7 stories are not required to adhere to the code until 2029. Same with commercial or industrial properties that are greater than 100,000 square feet. To properly evaluate the effectiveness of the New York State All-Electric Buildings Act, we need to understand where New York State gets its power. You can note the graph in the top right, which tells us that New York State gets roughly half of its power from non-renewable resources. Now, this mostly makes the All-Electric Buildings Act ineffective when we realize that buildings that switch to electric appliances will depend on non-renewable power sources, thus negating any positive effects that were originally intended by the Act. Though this is better understood in the context that New York State is planning to build more nuclear power plants. But even though this is a step in the right direction, New York State should be more concerned with reducing the barriers to home construction. New York State is already suffering from increased construction and housing costs, and this regulatory bill only seems to exacerbate these problems. While this is a step in the right direction and a great step towards net zero carbon, it is a little bit too early. New York State should instead be more focused on increasing our reliance on renewable power sources, building more nuclear power plants, relying more on our vast hydroelectric power generation, and reducing home costs and construction costs. I really appreciate you tuning into this video. If you're more interested in work that I do, you can check my LinkedIn page or leave a comment. For the sources that I used, you can check the description box below. Thank you so much.